Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing in some new Covergirl cosmetics. I was sent over this package right here. Oh my gosh, I have everything that you could possibly imagine, and I about hit the floor whenever I saw this. We've got glosses, matte lips, we have powders and finishing sprays and liners and brow products and palettes, everything. I've got the Katy Kat stuff, like oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, wait, Mel, you don't do drugstore. I have actually been trying to incorporate them in my get ready with me's, like new products. I've been trying to get more knowledge on the subject in general so that you guys will know. I've tried out some products and I can tell you if you don't want to spend $100 on a powder, maybe a different option, because beforehand I didn't know, and now I'm feeling like I'm getting a little bit more wise with it. I even have like a whole stash over here that I've been trying out so that I can give some comparisons, and I'm working on a dupe video for you. But don't worry if you're like, Mel, I'm only here for the high end. My channel will always be majority high end. Anywho, if you want to see how I created this look using Covergirl, just keep watching. I have two brow products here, so I'm going to start off with those. I do already have brow gel in them. That's how I always do my brows. But the first one is a pencil with a spoolie on the side. This is the Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. I have the shade Honey Blonde. And then I also have a pomade here in the shade Honey Brown as well. This is $8.99. I don't typically use pomades, but we're going to give it a shot. The name isn't on here, so I'm going to read it. It's Easy Breezy Brow Sculpt and Set Brow Pomade. I'm going to use the pencil at the front of the brow just so that it's a little softer, and then fill in right here with the pomade. But I'm still going to use hair strokes just because I don't like a super sculpted brow personally. That worked well. Now I'm going to go in with the pomade. This has like one of the little top brushes, just like the Benefit one. I think it's what it is. I'm not here for this brush, so I'm going to use my Anastasia one. And again, this is the shade Honey Brown. I keep wanting to say Honey Blonde, but it's this shade right here. And I'm just going to go in with my Anastasia brush. And I'm going to take this and just flick right at the end of my brow. Brows are done. I'm just going to quickly clean up underneath them, and then we'll move on to the next product. All right, all I did was clean up underneath the brow with the concealer. Now I'm going to prime my eyes. I always do this. If I'm going to do my eyes after my foundation, I always prime them first so it's a little bit more seamless. And this is the Covergirl Lid Lock Up. That's a cute name. This feels kind of like almost oily. I'm gonna just go ahead and set it with an eyeshadow afterwards, but it feels different. I might just be used to like concealers and stuff on my eye though. Okay, no, it's getting sticky now. So it went from being kind of oily feeling to now it's sticky grippy. Oh, that's nice. This is a Delium 774, and I'm just going to set that eye just so that's easier for me to blend. But I could feel like that base would work really well if you just want to take one of the shimmery shadows and just pop it on. It's going to hold on to it, that's for sure. Before I go in with foundation, we're going to go with this product right here. This is the Vitalist Go Glow Luminizing Lotion with vitamins E, B3, B5. Nice. I am going to keep this off my pores though. I do already have like my typical moisturizers on. I tried to go a little lighter handed because I knew I was going to put this on, but I don't like anything glowy on my pores, so I'm just going to go around the rest of the face. What does that smell? There's a smell to it and I cannot, like it's not a bad smell, I just don't know what it is. My face gonna get beet red. This has a very nice texture to it. Like my skin feels really soft. So it has a little bit of a glow. You can see more of it on my forehead, but it's not oily. It feels good on the skin. It's actually pretty nice. My skin feels real soft. I didn't get sent any foundations and I don't have any Covergirl foundation, so I'm just going to go in with this one from Jouer. It's been a hot minute since I've used it, so I thought, why not? It's the High Coverage Creme Cream Foundation in the shade Sand. Vitalist Healthy Concealer in the shade Light Medium. It's one of those clicky things. And then I'm going to blend that out. Setting that with my Becca powder as always in a Delium 785. You guys, I used, like, my inner rim up here is already, like, I already put the liner in there. I used my Marc Jacobs one today instead of my NARS one. And, like, it's transferring. I've never had that happen. I don't know what's going on. It's driving me bonkers, though. Because it's, like, all coming down. I don't know. It's weird. I'm going to set my face using the Vitalist Healthy Powder. The shade I am using is Classic Ivory, and that's this guy here. Yeah, there's only, what just happened? Oh, that deepened me up. We gonna be tan today. Oh my, I mean, this doesn't look like it would deepen me up a bit, but can we see what's going on here? Oh goodness. Anyway, there's only 4 shades in this powder. This is the lightest one, and then we've got Buff Beige, Medium Beige, and Warm Beige. This is super smooth. Like, the texture of this powder is so nice, but unfortunately, I mean, I can make this work, and it is about to be summertime, but if you light, you don't got a powder. And if you dark, you don't got a powder. If you're in between, you don't got a powder. So aside from the crazy color range, it's matte, it's smooth, it doesn't look cakey. I like the texture, it's just the color range. I'm going to try to, like, bronze up my face with one of these. I'm kind of feeling this one. This one seems like it might be a little too warm. I think I'm going to try this. And this is Buff Beige. This is a Kylie number 4 brush. I don't have a blush, so I'm going to go in with this one from the Balm Beach. And this is a Zoeva 126. I don't want to add any more powder to my face just because this is a little thicker than I'm used to. So I'm just going in with my clean La Mer brush and just buffing around the edges, making sure I do not have any harsh lines. I am going to be going in with one of their Healthy Glow Illuminators, but before I do, I want to melt all the powders into my skin. So I'm going to go in with this guy. It's the Look Lock Up Setting Spray. Let's test the mister first. Okay. That smells really good. Almost like cucumber melon. I'm getting Bath & Body Works vibes. Now I'm going to go in with a highlighter. This is the Vitalist Healthy Glow Highlighter Illuminator, and they just have numbers for which color they are. But I want to tell you guys, I noticed some differences. This one right here is number 1, and this one's really, like, moussey, creamy. Number 2, this one's pretty moussey, and this one's number 3, and it's much more stiff, almost like a paint pot. And then there's 3 more shades as well. Like, I feel like I could put this on my eye more than I could on my face. But I've noticed some inconsistencies in the formula, but I haven't tried them on, so I'm going to use shade number 2. And I'm just going to use my finger to put this on. I'm going to try a sponge just because that's not yeah, that's better. It wasn't blending out as well as I wanted it to with my finger. So that's what it looks like. It's more of a natural highlight. Like, it doesn't have a lot of glow to it. I started off with a sponge over here instead of my finger, and it 100% took off everything on my face. So these are a pass for me. Maybe on the eyes, I might try that out, but let me go and try and fix this. All right, you guys, I am back. I had to completely take off all face products. My brows, everything are the same, but everything else had to come off. Like, I kept trying to touch up one area in the bigger spot. So I decided to just completely take it off and restart. I did everything exactly the same other than the moisturizer. I actually put it on my pores this time just to see if it would illuminate them too much, because it wasn't a super illuminating moisturizer. And yeah, I don't like it on my pores, so I would do it the same way I did the first time instead of putting it on your pores if that's a concern. And then I switched up up the foundation. I went with something that's a lighter and not as matte. I used the Cover FX Power Play foundation in the shade G20. Now the powder did not darken me up as much, and I also really like the powder so much better on this foundation than the other one. I think the other one is just so matte and so much coverage that the two together was just a little bit too much. Even though I liked the finish, I prefer this one so much more. Now, other than the fact that I had to redo my entire face because of this thing, I also noticed that whenever on the side that I just used my fingers and then blended out a little bit with a sponge, it looked a little bit dry. Like when it completely dried down, it just, it was kind of iffy. So I'm gonna go in with another highlighter. This is the Pixie highlighter in Delicate Dew. I'm gonna use, I think this one. This is just a Sigma fan brush. Now that my face is done, I'm going to start my eyes. I'm going to be pulling from these palettes right here. This is the Katy Kat palette in Hot Cat. This is the one that's a little bit more on the neutral side. And then the other one with the more fun tones in here is called Cool Cat. Starting off in the Hot Cat, I am taking the like saddle type shade on a Wayne Goss number 18. There was quite a bit of pickup and powderiness, but not something I'm not used to in shadows anymore. I'm just putting this on the outer V, and as you can see, I got quite a bit of product that first little dip, so I'm just going back and forth from both eyes and blending it out. I'm going to use this kind of as my transition shade. I'm going to go ahead and take that same shade on the lower lash line with the Wayne Goss number 20. Same palette and the dark brown. I'm going to put this on the outer V and work it slightly up into the crease. Concentrating it on this outer half here and just kind of smoking it out. Same shade still, and I'm working this on the outer half of the lower lash line. Now I'm dipping into the Cool Cat, and this is the green shade on a Delium 776. Putting this into the crease. This is such a beautiful color. I'm going to work a little bit on the outer corner right here as well. Now I'm going to take that Healthy Glow highlighter that I used on my cheeks the first time, and I'm going to put this on the lid. I want this to hold on to the glittery shade I'm about to put on. So I'm putting on the front half, just kind of tapping it in. Same brush in that shimmery blue. Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm tapping that over where I just put that base down. Wow, I wasn't expecting it to grab that much. This looks pretty. I'm going to go back in and just touch up that green just a little bit, blend these together. I'm also going to take that green on the lower lash line, and this is a Delium Tools pencil brush. And now that silver on a MAC 228 on the inner corner and right below. I'm sorry guys, I thought I was recording, but apparently I wasn't. I went ahead and added the Teal Crystal liner, and now I am applying the Peacock Flare Mascara. I finished off the eyes with a little bit of lash because I felt like I just wanted that extra zhuzh. I will show you when I'm talking about all the products, the mascara by itself, but I used Sultry A from Kiss. I can't believe I didn't use Ritzy, but I'm liking this lash as well. And then I put a little bit of Linda Hallberg's crayon in, I don't know, it'll be listed down below. And then for the lips, I'm going to go in with this matte. It is called Melting Pelt Matte, and the shade is Champagne Showers. Alright you guys, here's the color. I love the color. The formula is thin but moussey, and it definitely dries all the way down. But because that texture is nice, it doesn't feel like, you know, like sometimes they're sticky, or like especially the moussey ones. I tried one, I feel like it was L'Oreal, and I would do this and my lips would just stick together and drive me nuts. So I do like this formula. But I'm going to see what happens if I put a gloss on top. This is the Katy Kat gloss. I love all the little heads being like the little kitty cat heads. If you guys don't know, Puffin calls me Kitten, so I'm feeling this. I love it. What shade are you? The shade is Cateloupe. And this is the finished look. I hope you guys liked it. Now I'm going to go through all of the products and tell you what I think of them. First impressions wise, of course. Brows, I think the pencil was great. I had no issues with it whatsoever. With the pomade, I'm not a pomade girl and I don't use it like how people traditionally use it. So I had no issues with it at all, but I couldn't tell you like against other pomades. Hi, Kelsey.
That's my best friend. That's my best friend. I miss you.
I miss you too. Are you back yet?
God, I realized I haven't talked to you in a long time. No, I'm coming back tomorrow.
I'm filming the lid lockup. At first, when I touched this with my finger, I was a little skeptical because I was not used to that texture, but it gets tacky and it holds onto the shadows really nicely, so I liked this a lot. This is another one I was shocked by, and there are two colors, one that's a deeper tone. The shade of this one is Daybreak, number 1. I really just thought this was going to be like a primer or it was going to be too slippery, but this is nice. It's not heavy. I think that even if you're oily, you might like this. Again, if you have pores, keep it off, but I just think this was really nice. The Vitalist Healthy Concealer, I can see this working for some people. I don't personally love it because I don't like this much hydration in my concealer. However, whenever I had to take off my makeup, I didn't put eye cream on. So I feel like when I didn't do that, that this worked better. If you want a very hydrating medium coverage concealer, I think this is good. It's not something I would personally pick back up again. The powders, I'm very disappointed in the shade range, like 4. There's 4 shades. That to me is insane. And on top of that, I don't even have a shade. This is not my color, and it might be working on camera, but I promise you this is too dark for me, and I'm an NC20. Texture-wise, I love it. I think it looks really nice on the skin. It doesn't make me feel dry either. I just wish it had more shades. However, this shade right here in Buff Beige, this is what I use to bronze up this really isn't a bronzer, it just added some dimension to my skin. This color looked really nice on me. Again, if you're a lighter skin tone or even fair, this is gonna be a good option for a bronzer or kind of contour mix for you. Vitalist Healthy Glow Illuminator Highlighter. This, I mean, I got some feelings toward it because I had to redo my entire face, and I only redid it after I tried for 30 minutes to fix it. I mean, I can use my finger with it, but even whenever it dried down completely, I just felt like it was too much texture and it was a little dry. So I do like this though for my eyes. So how I used it today, I think it worked well, and I would be willing to bet you might be able to use some of these shades just by themselves on the eye. Keep in mind there are different consistencies. Some of them are more thick and some of them are more moussey and sheer. So just keep that in mind. The Katy Kat palettes are the things that I like the most. These are the ones I was just most impressed by. This shade had a little bit of kick up, but it blended out really nicely. And then the brown over here didn't have any kick up almost. And then this palette, this green mermaid shade, I took this and I went into my son's room. I was like, honey, you've got something on your eye. And I had it on my finger and I was trying to get what was on his eye off. And he felt, he's like, oh my gosh, what is that? I was laughing so hard. The Look Lockup setting spray. I couldn't tell you if this helps with longevity at all. Obviously, I just put it on, but it didn't make my skin look dry. A lot of times setting sprays can do that. It just melted this powders into the skin and it looks nice. The Peacock Flare Mascara, I don't really have feelings bad or good about this. I will insert a clip of just the mascara alone. I have really long lashes to begin with, but I felt like this didn't give me any volume. It gave me a little bit of length, but I don't like the applicator on here. It's one of those little spiky guys, and those spikes kept hitting right at my lash, like right underneath here, and it hurt. So I guess not a bad mascara, but not one that I will ever grab for again. It just doesn't do anything for me. The liquid liner was really easy to apply. This is the color right here if you guys didn't see it on my eyes. It has a nice felt tip, but it's really bendy. And I'll just have to see if this lasts all day or not, but no problem so far. Last but not least, we have the lip products. As far as the liquid lipstick goes, I like the formula on here. I like it better with a gloss on top because this is a true matte. It dries all the way down. But if you like that, I think you will like those. My biggest complaint with both of the products is that I wish that it just had more product on the actual applicator because I found myself having to keep on dipping in. The Katy gloss right here, this is a thicker gloss and I've worn these shades. It's almost like a moussey gloss. gloss. This one in particular, this one has like tiny little specks of glitter in here. I don't feel it on the lips, but the ones that don't have the glitter in there are still thick and kind of moussey, but not as moussey as these. If you don't like a thick gloss, you might not like these. I don't mind it. All right, you guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this makeup look. Let me know if there's any products you're interested in or maybe disappointed in. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.